It is 9:19. Some parents think drinking beer and smoking pot is all just a part of growing up, and it's easier to turn a blind eye than have a tough conversation. But the author of a new book says the risks start at home and at a young age. The Addiction Inoculation: Raising Healthy Kids in a Culture of Dependence looks at substance abuse in kids and what parents can do to prevent it. Author Jessica Lahey struggled with her own addiction, and she joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good to have you with us. I would imagine it is the perfect storm where you're seeing more anxiety and depression with teens with social media and cell phones. And then you throw in what we had to deal with growing up, substance abuse and that kind of thing. What do you see happening out there, and what do we do to prevent it?
Well, actually, what's been nice over the past decade or so is that adolescent use has been going down steadily. It sort of plateaued right before COVID hit. But we know that during COVID, adult use has actually gone up quite a bit. So we need to think a little bit about how we're modeling our own drinking habits in front of kids, our own use habits in front of kids, and making sure that the messages we're sending them about use are consistent and clear. And that's, unfortunately for us, that it is not safe for adolescents to use drugs or alcohol before their brains are fully formed, which happens in the early 20s. So a consistent, clear message of no, not until it's legal actually is the safest way to go, both for their brains and to reduce their lifetime risk of having substance use disorder.
I know when we were growing up, it was very common that, parents would be like, oh, it just, everyone does it. And now it seems to have shifted to, it's called, they're following the European moderation model, where there's a whole word for it. Like in Europe, you can have a glass of wine when you're, 12? I don't even know. Tell me.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about that is there's two problems with sort of they might as well do it at home. I'll take everyone's keys. It'll be safe, that kind of thing. Or, I'm trying to raise my kids as moderate drinkers, and so therefore I'll let them have a sip. The two problems are, number one, that alcohol and drugs do a lot more damage to the adolescent brain than they do to the adult brain. Adults, that's one story. Adolescents, very, very different. The other thing is that kids whose parents take a more permissive attitude, or say, generally I don't agree with it, but you're going to do it anyway, so you might as well do it here. Those kids have higher risk during their lifetime of having substance use disorder. The third problem is that the European sort of romantic myth is just that, it's a myth. The European Union as a whole has the highest rates of drinking in the entire world, and the Eastern European section has some of the highest rates of alcohol use disorder in the entire world. So it's a bit of a myth, and maybe it's time for us to let that go.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember that there was that big Say No to Drugs campaign, and I heard that didn't work very well. So is there something more we're supposed to be doing with our kids when we talk to them about, other than no?
Absolutely. The Scared Straight models, the Just Say No models, actually some of those programs increased the risks that kids would use drugs and alcohol after they had gone through the program. What we know works is a consistent message that's sort of folded into what's really better known as good social emotional learning programs in schools, a consistent message of no, not until you're old enough, but folded into that really clear refusal skills, helping kids, give kids scripts, give kids answers to the ways that they can actually feel empowered, so they can feel empowered and feel like they have a place to say, when you tell me that everyone's doing it, actually, you know what? In 8th grade, only a quarter of kids, by the end of 8th grade, only a quarter of kids admit that they've had any alcohol at all. So starting when kids are really, really young, we have consistent conversations about, why we don't swallow the toothpaste, why we spit it out, why we don't take prescription drugs that aren't prescribed for us. And that developmentally, as they get older, the message gets older with them, and it persists all the way through high school and into college, because kids actually do listen to us. They do look to their parents to get consistent information about health and safety.
How worried should families be about the genetic component if alcoholism runs in the family?
So I wrote The Addiction Inoculation essentially because, I'm an alcoholic. I have about 8 years of recovery. Both my husband and I have substance abuse on both sides of our family. So our kids came into this world with what we really understand to be about 50 to 60% of the risk factors come from genetics. And then after that, what we're looking at are things like trauma, things like adverse childhood experiences, things like academic failure, things like social ostracism and aggression towards other kids. all of these are factors that lend themselves to substance abuse. But the nice thing is if you picture it like an old-timey scale, the heavier the risk side, there's lots and lots of protective factors that we can use, and they're all outlined in the book along with scripts to weigh that protection side down so that we can at least zero out the scale and hopefully keep our kids safe until their brains are fully formed and they are adults.
Well, the book is called The Addiction Inoculation. For more, you can check out jessicaleahy.com. You can also find her on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
very
having
much.
me.
Time now for Ron.